Think about this. 1 in every 5 women will experience sexual violence before they graduate college. We must realize that we've created and perpetuated an environment that not only tolerates but encourages such treatment of women. Now we have to fix it. We have to make everyone, not just women, part of the solution. It's on us to make college campuses a safer place for everyone. The issue of sexual violence being prevalent on college campuses is not a new one, but it's just now becoming part of national discussion. Perhaps one of the most infamous cases is that of Emma Sulkowicz, a student at Columbia University who made headlines by carrying her mattress around campus to protest the administrators who did nothing to punish her rapist after she reported the incident. In fact, a recent study shows that a staggering 40% of college campuses have failed to investigate any reported sexual assault cases in the past 5 years. This, combined with the fact that 60% of sexual assault-related crimes are never reported, means millions of victims of intimate partner violence are going without help and their attackers are walking free. Clearly, the current method college administrators are using to handle sexual assault cases needs a major overhaul. But there's so much that needs to be done that it's difficult to find a place to begin. Creating legislation requiring universities to take these cases more seriously is a good start.
Why don't we start off with the VAWA Act. The VAWA Act, VAWA standing for Violence Against Women Act, established by Obama last year. He handed it down to President Napolitano asking her, are all the UCs doing everything they can to address the issue of sexual assault, whether that be a reporting protocol, a support group, educational programming, an advocate on campus and available for survivors.
Also, I think something that's really important is the recent affirmative consent legislation, which is requesting that campuses address consent and the definition, and in a way changing what was originally how consent was defined. And because of this legislation, there has been a lot of more talk about how do we address this, how do we make sure that students are aware of this and understand this. So really bringing that kind of education onto campuses as well.
The VAWA Act and affirmative consent law will help immensely with investigating future cases, but this is just the beginning. In order for this legislation to be effective, we have to focus our efforts on sexual assault prevention. It's crucial for us to raise awareness and educate students on the issue, which is exactly what makes organizations like the Riverside Area Rape Crisis Center so important.
As a crisis center, we do both the prevention and the direct services. So we're not only aiming to help, of course, our survivors of sexual assault, but we're out there trying to prevent it, and we're hoping to help all ages, all aspects, preventing it before it happens, but also being there when it already happened and supporting the families and getting them through so they can move on and have a healthy life.
A Rape Crisis Center, working with the colleges and universities, is to strengthen the voice of victims, and so that they have a fair chance at getting services and validation that something bad has happened to them, that they have a fair and thorough investigation, and that there's no sexual assault perpetrators on this campus re-victimizing students and faculty.
One of the things that I love that we do is our groups. So we have Be Strong and My Strength clubs. The Be Strong club is for our young women, and the whole slogan is Be Strong from the inside out. For our young men, it's My Strength, because our strength is not for hurting. And basically, they're violence prevention programs. With the young men, we talk about kind of the stereotypical view of who men are and how men don't need to fit in that box of stereotypical manhood, how they can overcome that. We also, with our women, we teach them how to have healthy relationships, how to love themselves, and how to be understanding towards other people, how their culture and their environment affects them, and how they can be a change for their culture and their environment.
A major component of what the Riverside Rape Crisis Center is going to do for the community is try to change rape culture as a whole, but it's got to be generationally. And right now, the younger we start, unfortunately, we have to start that young because the kids are on the internet. The kids see from everything from fast food commercials to TV shows to movies. Everything has been sexualized at an earlier age. So we have to start talking, having these conversations with our younger community.
While the work that we do has a gender specificity, and that is that there are generally more female victims than there are males, the solution to this work requires both genders, and it is not a gender-specific solution. So consequently, men and women need to work together, and that's one of the reasons that we came up with our equation for prevention, and that's that information plus education is the prevention solution.
To continue their mission of information and education, the Rape Crisis Center recently joined the It's On Us campaign, launched by the White House to end sexual violence on college campuses.
It's on us, all of us, to stop sexual assault. Learn how and take the pledge at itsonus.org.
They encourage students to take pictures with signs stating what they can do to help the cause, and then post the picture on their social media to spread the word.
I think It's On Us engages everybody, men and women, against or into the whole movement of preventing sexual assault before it even happens. And what it does is it gives men, particularly men, it gives them a cue as to how they can participate.
It's good because it raises awareness for people who aren't really sure how big of a problem this is, and not only our school, not only California, but as a nation.
It was really fun, especially getting free shirts. Put it on Instagram, and all my friends saw it back home, and who don't go to this school, so it's a wide-ranging, reaching thing. It's nice.
Some people think oh, it's gonna be a stranger. No, friends can be too, boyfriends, dads, anyone. People you trust can do it too, not just strangers.
I think it's not only important for the college age, but also for the youth of our society, that we inform them and we let them know that it's okay to talk about it because it's not your fault. Because I feel a lot of people think that it's their fault.
While awareness and education on the topic is critical, there is still one aspect of the problem that continues to struggle: reporting percentages. Worldwide, sexual crimes continue to be the least reported, but those numbers are even higher in universities.
It is low because victims don't want to be re-victimized. They feel ultimately at some point or another that it's their fault, whether it was what they wore, what the situation that they were in, they knew somebody, did they say something that triggered it? So the reporting is very, very small. It's even smaller in cases in the family or in the minority communities also. It's even lower than.
One of the challenges I think that we have on our campus in particular is that sorority women have not reported. I've been working here for 15 years, and I've never had a sorority woman come forward to report. They have come forward to share with me, this is what happened, how do I move forward from here, where can I get resources? But we don't get them to report. They're not going to share the name, especially if it's a fraternity. We just don't see that happening. Mm-hmm. We have had a slight increase of more students coming forward to report a sexual assault, but more importantly, students are seeking help, whether it's through the Women's Resource Center, the Counseling Center, the Well. So I think the stigma is becoming a little less, where it's okay to come forward and say that you've been hurt, whereas before it was kind of kept behind closed doors.
The legislation, campaigns, and educational programs are the first steps in the right direction, but we have to keep moving forward. The epidemic of sexual assault on campus is finally being brought to light, and now is the time for us to put an end to it. With these resources, we have the power to give survivors the justice they deserve and prevent sexual crimes from happening in the first place. Together, we can lower the statistics. We can make our universities a safer and better place for everyone. It's on us to make that happen.